Welcome to another video, a conversation with the twat. The series that I think nobody but me likes, but I could be wrong on that. In this one we have a comment on my video, data from nothing. This is mainly me making fun of the argument of creationists that all data, all information has to come from information, which is, well, it's kind of dumb, and here I show off that it's not quite correct. I mean, that just doesn't fit, by writing a very limited amount of code that is capable of writing infinite amount of data. AKA showing that, no, you don't need basically an infinite amount of information for an infinite amount of data. And some dude named Baka senpai didn't quite agree with that. So I'm going to crisscross read it, so first this line and this line, because, well, that's basically how I comment on it. So, you're not creating a lot of so-called information, all you're creating is a lot of bullshit. Correct. I added some clarification in the description. I'm creating a lot of data. Data becomes information when interpreted. First of all, you aren't creating data out of nowhere. As you said it yourself in the video, you are using a line of code to do it. The only way to make data appear out of nowhere is when you have no code, press the run button, and there appears a string of numbers in text prompt, or in your case, a document. Also true. It's not a perfect analogy for DNA and RNA, and well, that's basically the point that I'm making here. I'm using it as, well, kind of an analogy, kind of, to show that no, not all information, all data that's in the DNA and RNA has to come from somewhere. There you start with extremely basic atoms from the ground that went through reactions thanks to the right circumstances to become molecules that can link up with each other, and give their opposites a very easy way to become the inverse strain. And that inverse strain then makes it really easy to make the first strain again. Second of all, the data you are creating isn't just data. It's useless data. So it is data. That will never become information. And yeah, also correct, mostly. The data I make doesn't have a natural false working on it that removes lines that lower the chance of copying and promotes lines that improve the chances of copying. Nature does though. If a sequence improves the chance that the sequence is copied, then there will be more of that sequence, while there will be less of a sequence that have a lower chance of getting copied. For instance, if the sequence is its own negative, it will allow it to fold, making it less likely to be damaged. If it's copied, then both sequences will exist for longer, and allow for more of the exact same sequence to exist. Or if that sequence draws molecules towards it, aka its information for attracting certain atoms towards it, that will give it a higher chance to be copied, you now have useful information to be copied. The only one spouting bollocks is you. I'll admit that in my enthusiasm I wasn't very clear. But to claim that data and with that information can't come from nothing makes no sense. I would love to have a good argument with you, or make another video to clarify. Which is not quite what this is, because if I wanted to clarify, then I would make a video, well, I would be making a conversation with a twat video. No, he also replied to this. Can you explain this sentence? Basically me talking about how I'm creating data which becomes information when interpreted. Of course. What I create here isn't information, it's just data. Meaningless data, like how most of our DNA doesn't code to anything. It's meaningless and does nothing. It's just there. Information is when you interpret data into something meaningful. For instance, Yois and hello are both the same amount of data. 5 letters, but we interpret hello as a form of greeting. Hello is information. Yo is meaningless data. But both are data. If you can create meaningless data, it just has to be interpreted by someone or something to become something that has meaning. The data I make doesn't have a natural false working on it that removes lines that lower the chance of copying and promotes lines that improve the chance of copying. Also, can you explain why you make a video about programming and data and then respond with a lot of scientific stuff on my comment? So this is basically the entire point of his comment. He doesn't get what my video is about. Yes, that is what I typed. What's your point? That's what this argument is built on. It's not about ICT, it's about how some people claim that you can't make data out of nothing. And so the theory of evolution is false. I merely use ICT as a way to show that data doesn't have to come from data. I can make an infinite amount of data with this little program, meaning that the claim that all data has to come from somewhere doesn't make a lot of sense. I know it's not a perfect analogy, but it's just some random twat on the internet who gets annoyed with this claim and overly excited about what I can do with a program. Now, this wouldn't really be something I would make a conversation with a twat video on. Because, well, it's just him not understanding the point of the video. I mean, maybe it's a bit dense, but it's not exactly very stupid. Of course, there is more to this, because at the same time as I was having this conversation with this dude, I was having another conversation. That one goes quite differently. This is on my unserious warning voice reads beware. A video that sadly didn't turn out as funny as I wanted it to be, but what can you do? It didn't turn out very funny. So he replies with, haha, not funny. Well, with a comment like that, I can't really do a lot. I mean, it's feedback, but it's feedback with very little information, so I ask to clarify. So I reply with, ok, what should I do instead? And I get a video link to some other video of some very Japanese looking stuff. And no, I will not link this in the description because it's dumb and stuff. Watch about 5 seconds of it. It's called Something Kill Yourself. Good start. And the entire song thingy starts with them constantly saying, shut up. So, I reply with, not really an option. Any other requests? By the way, I can see that you like your own comments. Kind of strange. So he removed that. I guess he may have seen that I make videos like this. But yeah, all his comments were liked. Nobody goes to watch my videos. Who on earth is there to like his comments? No one. So what he just did every time was this. Yeah. And then he replied with, you're programming in Dutch, making some of the most simple classes possible in Java, while talking with a bad English accent. So, well, very simple classes and programming in Dutch. The program I use in this video is just me working on a school assignment. Not my fault that I'm not tasked with doing something interesting. And I'm Dutch. I speak with a Dutch accent. It's just the way I talk. What about it? I mean, I'm not trying to do an English accent because I suck at accents. I don't do those. It's just how I sound. What about it? What's the point? and you're making some of the worst possible puns. Am I? I mean, I don't normally think it's something I do very often, it's more something for Seth to do. What the fuck are you thinking? What am I thinking? You mean right this moment? Or in general? About what? Seriously, the question, what the fuck are you thinking, to me? I'm thinking generally about way too much not important stuff. You really want me to tell you what I am thinking? At some point that's about the meaning of life, at other points it's just, oh, this is cool in Warframe, isn't it? It's a dumb question, and just what's the point of asking that? And well, it's a question, but you forgot a question mark. Might just do something with your life. And, well, doing something with my like studying ICT, while doing stuff I like making dumb videos in my free time. Sounds like a pretty good thing to do with my life. By the way, I can see that you don't like capital letters. Kind of strange. Yeah, my punctuation sucks. I think it's because of my dyslexia, but I don't know for sure. But I don't feel it's worth the time and energy invested into improving my bloody punctuation. Seriously, what's it important for? It's... yeah, okay, it might read a bit strange. I make videos. My punctuation is not important for my hobby. Yeah, this dude just gets... I mean, this one came first. This one, haha, not funny. And this one came a bit after that, so he saw a video he didn't like by a stupidly small YouTuber that won't be recommended to him. And he looked at another video of mine, and one of my, I don't know, 2 videos or so that have coding in them. Just, I don't get it. I mean, it's not like he just checked out what other stuff I made, because, well, then you would get to my many Let's Plays. Just, I don't really get this dude. He is strange to me. So he doesn't get the point that I was making in a video. And in a video in which I tried to make a stupid joke or try to be somewhat funny, he didn't find it was funny. So he didn't say how I should improve it, because he never answered that. He never said that, oh, I don't like this type of video, but maybe you could do this. That apparently didn't come to mind. Just, hey, you should stop making videos. I mean, why are you getting angry at me making videos? I mean, I could maybe understand it if I was some big YouTuber that, oh, this dude is making money doing something he enjoys, while I have to do my shitty job. I mean, that's an asshole way of looking at it, but at least it makes sense, but I don't. Nobody cares about my stuff. I make nothing from this, it's just my hobby. It's like saying to somebody, hey, stop playing football, because you can make money with it. So I don't get this guy, he makes no sense. Yeah, if you comment on my videos, I mean, I'm not setting really high barriers, am I? Just try to make sense? Is that impossible to achieve? Just try to make sense. It's not that hard.